I'll be doing a Think Aloud for the story Salvador Late or Early by Sandra Cisneros. As I read the story, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts out loud to show how I'm thinking about the story as I read it. So I'll start with the title, Salvador Late or Early. I'm wondering who Salvador is already and what he's late or early for, so I'm starting off by asking questions. I'm also familiar with Sandra Cisneros. I've read a lot of her other stories, so I know that I'm in for a story that's going to have some complicated imagery, maybe some long sentences, so I'm getting myself ready for that challenge. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and read the first sentence. Salvador with eyes the color of a caterpillar. Alright, so when I think of the word caterpillar, I think of how caterpillars are transitioning into something beautiful. So I'm wondering how that's going to connect to Salvador, whoever Salvador is. So I'm going to keep that thought in my mind as I read. Salvador of the crooked hair and crooked teeth. Okay, so now I'm thinking he might be a younger person. Crooked teeth, maybe his teeth are falling out. He has crooked hair, so I'm visualizing a boy with messy hair and maybe some missing teeth. Because maybe he's about, in elementary school perhaps. Salvador, whose name the teacher cannot remember, is a boy who is no one's friend. Okay, that makes me sad because he looks like he's quite lonely if he has a teacher who can't remember his name and he doesn't seem to have any friends. Okay, so now I'm starting to put together a picture of this boy. Runs along somewhere in the vague direction where homes are the color of bad weather. I'm not exactly sure what she means by homes that are the color of bad weather, but bad weather seems to indicate to me that it's not a happy image, so I'm starting to put together a picture of a boy who's sort of lonely, maybe invisible to his teachers and his friends, and he's living in maybe a part of the town that's not good, or just in a home that's not happy. I'm going to keep reading. Lives behind raw wood doorway, shakes his sleepy brothers awake, ties their shoes, combs their hair with water, feeds them milk and cornflakes from a tin cup in the dim dark of the morning. Well, first of all, it's just a beautiful sentence, but I'm also learning a lot about Salvador. He has a lot of responsibility. So now I'm going to go back to that caterpillar image, and I'm thinking, if I had to guess, maybe Salvador's about 10 or 11, sort of on the verge of becoming a young adult male, but he has a lot of responsibility, so I'm wondering, where are his parents? Why is he responsible for all these boys and his brothers? That's a lot of work. So now I'm going to go to the next paragraph. Salvador, late or early, sooner or later arrives with a string of younger brothers ready. Okay, so arrives, I'm assuming he's going to school, helps his mama, who is busy with the business of the baby. Okay, I'm going to stop there. So now I know his mom has a baby. Maybe that's why he's in charge of his brothers. But I'm also noticing that in that sentence in the second paragraph is the title, late or early. So that's important, it seems. I'm going to come back to that. So he's late or early for something, and tugs the arms of Cecilio, Archerito, makes them hurry, because today, like yesterday, Archerito has dropped the cigar box of crayons. Okay, so now I'm starting to get it. So now I'm thinking I'm getting it. Salvador is late or early, depending on how well his brothers behave and how well he can get them to hurry up and get to school. So his responsibilities are making him late or early, and he can't really know for sure how it's going to go day to day. Okay, so I'm figuring some things out. So why a box of crayons, I'm wondering as I read. So the little brother, like yesterday, Archerito has dropped the cigar box of crayons, so he's done it before, has let go 100 little fingers of red, green, yellow, blue, and a nub of black. Sticks that tumble and spill over and beyond the asphalt puddles. Okay, so they're walking in the street. I'm imagining Salvador with his brothers, and they're all running across the street, and a box of crayons has fallen. Has let go 100 little fingers of red, green, yellow, blue, and a nub of black sticks that tumble and spill over and beyond the asphalt puddles until the crossing guard lady holds back the blur of traffic. Okay, wait, I'm going to stop for a second because I'm imagining this is a very visual sentence, and I can see the box of crayons falling in the street, and I can see Salvador and his brother picking them up, and I can see the traffic lady, holding back the traffic so they can do this again. So it seems like this is something that happens every day. And that brings me back to the title, Salvador Late or Early. And I'm starting to realize that maybe that's why he's late or early. He has so many responsibilities, and he can't predict whether his brothers will listen to him. and whether they'll follow his directions and get to school on time. And again, I'm drawn to the idea of this boy has so much responsibility. So that is my think aloud for the first two paragraphs of Salvador Late or Early. And in doing this think aloud, I've definitely been able to create a better understanding of this first two paragraphs of this story.